trending topics. Yeah, man. So what are going in the nation of Zimbabwe? What is happening in Zimbabwe? As we are seeing blessed bombshell. Yeah, we're talking about blessed the bombshell Gezas. The military petitioners, they are taking political center stage. Yeah, man, and they are taking trending, and the ZANU-PF guys, chaos is in the house. Yeah, man, the guys must be about to piss their pants because what is about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So we see the bombshell Gezas announcing that he is gonna be having a live address addressing the nation today. Now, this blessed Gezas address, the interesting thing is it's so anticipated that as if he is a president or a state leader about to give a state of the nation address. So right now in the nation of Zimbabwe, ladies and gentlemen, the most anticipated message or the person who has all the ears is blessed bombshell Gezas. Not any TV station, not any radio station, not even anybody at any radio station. That is the situation in the nation. The agenda is cracking the crocodile. Cracking the crocodile's resolution. Number one, remember the resolution to extend Mnangagwa's presidency to the year 2030. Yes, people. At what cost would this be coming? Anyways, before we go to the cost, we see this post, and this post, what does it write? He says, blessed Gezas issues a message, and he says, things are happening right now to remove President Mnangagwa, who has left a dent on our nation's legacy. Akomana. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So EG is now in his second term. So what is blessed the bombshell Gezas saying here? We're gonna dive into that right about now. To those watching us live, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to Petition Live if you have not yet already done so that you never miss any of our videos, because we make a whole heap of videos each and every day. Blaze it! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, kana tatanga iliku sasa. Aiwa. Mangwese Matsaga. Anoita Park. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So, what we do, we continue to give this information with a side of what we call entertainment, because who we are the best anywhere you are. Alright, so what does the blessed bombshell Gezas say here? He says this one here. Let me assure you, action is being taken. Something is being done right now to ensure Mnangagwa. Those things are happening as we speak right now. As we speak. Taura nemurimi rwamai. Pane zviri kutoitika kugadzirisa kubvisa Mnangagwa nezvigananda zvake. Now, at the same time we see this message coming, we're seeing chaos all over. Anything to do with ZANU-PF is happening. Let me just show a little bit of headlines so that we can all be on the same lines with what's happening. We see this here on your ear, then we see this here on your ear. What does it say? What does it read? Ladies and gentlemen, let me read it here. It says ZANU-PF heavyweight spill beans on heavyweight tactics. Yes, it goes with noisy fans, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Garamakudo. It's 7:30. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Vanu vasiri vanu. Anoitanezve chichanomira kana ingomirira kudya chete nekumama nemuromo zvese nemtoyasi. though type it, dysfunctional society, ladies and gentlemen. So imagine at the level of state government, kana president achifoira kutonga nyika kana minister of finance achifoira kutaga zaro riri mugeto mnanoramira kuita noizi ingokoira. Let us not be like that. Fellow Zimbabweans, remember, you might be coming from a high density suburb. That is not all there is. These are dysfunctional societies. Kana tichitaura zvemaclass ekurarama, hativerengi ghetto, hativerengi high density suburb. That's nothing. Ghetto cannot improve. Remember, by level, remember, it's the gate of hell, ladies and gentlemen. We are not going to let the entire Zimbabwe be turned into a ghetto of hell, a ghetto nation, or a ghetto country. From the time we see Chenjerai Wunji fell out of the liberation struggle, the guy who initiated the land deformation program, that nonsense that failed everything in the nation of Zimbabwe. We are not going to allow or accept any nonsense anyway in this nation, ladies and gentlemen. So we say what? Pasine chimboko mboko chese, pasine looting, pasine chimbava, pasine corruption, pasine matsagano, taurisa snazano, ya nonsense, pasi or pessimism, pasi ne pessimism, pasi ne kumisa isusu pessimism. So what we do, we take over what is ours, and what is ours is our nation. Then guys, we don't even need to wait till 2030. We stop recognizing them. They are useless. Right now, ZANU-PF is so desperate to the extent of opting to be looking for funds using taxing. Many government parastatals have been collapsed. They have collapsed anything that begins with a Z or ends with a Z in its abbreviation. Be it ZBC, any other Z, any other shit. It's now ZZ. Yes. Zvekutiwewo nyango munhu ukabuda kunze kwenyika kuti uti ndinobva kunyika yeZimbabwe, uchingodaro munhu anogona kufunga kuti uri timu iya yekuita mazhete, but unogona kungotora munhu ari mustraight and unonge woita sei manje ipapo wodini paya. So we see in ZANU-PF, these guys, in a nation where we see by-elections come after another by-elections, we see Mnangagwa must be stopped from inserting resolution 1. We're going to go deeper in that, with that, to see why this must never be, and it can never be. Who does he think he is to think he can change any constitution? He swore and oath to save the constitution, not to amend it. Now, Mnangagwa keeps MSU grads for hours amid a chaotic ceremony. This will be happening today. What happened? What were the chaos that happened there? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the chaos. We're just going to give it a quick read. President Emmerson Mnangagwa, in his capacity as the Chancellor of the Midland State University, MSU, yesterday left thousands of graduates frustrated after they were forced to wait for more than 5 hours for the graduation ceremony to begin. According to some graduates, the President only arrived at the venue very late at 2:30 p.m. long after the scheduled start. Kuti munhu ari kudiwa kuti program itange azosvika program yakuda kutopera paanosvika ndo painotanga nguva zvadzo hadzipere. Anyways, I'm just putting it that for entertainment purposes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, muno muZimbabwe avana vachisina sense of humor ka vane sense of humor and sense of rumor. Imagine. So we're seeing the new generation growing up these days, and I got a chance to learn anything. Empty. Because where do you get the source of information? People actually think the internet gives you information. No, it doesn't give you information. Rather, what gives you information is your formation and your background, your learning methods, your methods of acquiring intelligence. Is information intelligible to you? Can you comprehend it? Depending on your background, your learning type, your culturing. In Zimbabwe, what is the culturing? A nation where a lot of people are fools who think that no one knows anything. What are you doing with people who know nothing? You are always surrounding yourself with people who know nothing. Now, what happened at MSU or whatever happened, let us continue to find out what happens there. What we know, these graduates, they are coming out to unemployment. Now, tensions would be worsened by MSU's decision to shift the event from its very campus to the newly built Mnangagwa Law School, located 15 kilometers outside previous central business district. The change of the venue posed major logistical challenges, with motorists spending up to 2 hours navigating the poor and bumpy road leading to the site. The delays and the difficult access left many graduates and their families visibly disgruntled, about to be not disgraduated. So that was the situation. I will see the government, whoever who claimed to be the government running things there, whatever the nonsense they were doing, they just wanted to use the opportunity to market the newly built buildings called Mnangagwa Law School. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a building is a building. We call the building a school, but the building is not a school. That is not my own personal school of thought. It is what it is. There is a serious easy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as easy who's the you can't be getting what is ain't there. What is there is what will be there. Now, to get in deeper, ladies and gentlemen, Mnangagwa Resolution 1, ZANU-PF crisis, and the rise of Blessed Gezas, the man of the moment. Zimbabwe's political landscape in early 2025 has been marked by deepening divisions in the nation, divisions in the opposition, divisions in the ruling party ZANU-PF. Now in ZANU-PF, these divisions are centered around Resolution 1, a controversial proposal to extend President Emmerson Mnangagwa's term behind the constitutional two-term limit ending in the year 2028. The internal rift, exacerbated by accusations of corruption, economic mismanagement, and authoritarian overreach, has fueled a broader crisis that threatens the stability of Zimbabwe. At the forefront of the opposition to Mnangagwa is the Blessed Gezas, a 74-year-old Liberation War veteran and former ZANU-PF Central Committee member. He has mobilized calls for national shutdowns to force President Emmerson Mnangagwa's resignation. Gezas movement, blending internal party dissent with public discontent, has escalated tensions, drawing heavy government crackdown and international scrutiny. The origins and fallout of Resolution Number 1. Resolution 1 emerged from ZANU-PF's 21st National People's Conference in Bulawayo in October 2024, where party delegates unanimously endorsed extending President Emmerson Mnangagwa's presidency to 2030, allowing him to see through this Vision 2030. Whatever it is, that is, if it is anything. Now, the resolution framed as support from Mnangagwa's developmental agenda, where developing the nation or developing his own farm. Family, this needs no answer. There ain't any development anyway. These guys are just posing for photos and the nonsense what they do. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm broadcasting in Zimbabwe. In this video, I'm criticizing the ZANU-PF government of Zimbabwe and the Mnangagwa government. Yes, Saka, Asotwa, Garutse, Now, anenge next to wangu ada shitama politician, ada shitama CIO, maduhwa asina kana crash. Pagofu, kana uri mu CIO. And the guys with the matter for YouTube. Anyways, so Matsaga no exists. Ladies and gentlemen, that is nonsense. So this type of dysfunction, these foods, they like the chaos to remain there. Now these foods nakana any certificate kana certificate kana shitupa. Fellow Zimbabweans, do register to vote. 2028, we vote out this oppressive ZANU-PF and its nonsense. Now we continue. Easy Matsaga no gara pama next to unoshaya kuti munhu hi anoita nezvei kuti gwara here kuti anorwara nechinyi kuti munhu mukuru here kuti mwana mudiki zvimadrama zvacho time the one was out of control. That is the nonsense we see happening in Chitungwiza. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very serious. Kana makamboda nonsense. Haiwa kuno kuzengeza amenoti hapa level ipi yakura atingati kuma hostels ekujoza aya ma hostels ga ema kwete mafamu workers anorima vanhu vaka displace kwa na change rai hunzu vasina zvavanoziva vanofunga kuti varimi vasina kumusha that type of nonsense. Yes, gaya type yevanhu vanogona kuzvarirwa kana kuti after land reform vabiswa kumapurazi vosiyiwa pamhiri pebridge apa panonzi vachigwa pazororo. After pazororo apa ndakutoti pautononzi kuchii where people are placed in 2004-5 after operation Murambatsina. Aiwa isati China nonsense. Aiwa musauya muchida kuti semesa muchida kunzwikwa nepawindow pedu musati taimire Matsaga munofunga kuti muri varoya. Get a life, get lives, nonsense. So I'm addressing the fools next door here and everywhere else. Ladies and gentlemen, why? Because I'm gonna use this video also when I'm gonna be suing them and making them vacate their own house as I take it. I am me. Now, so we see happening now the the resolution, the ZANU-PF revolution. Yeah. Now, however, the proposed ignited fierce backlash. Mnangagwa himself rejects this call to extend publicly, but that's propaganda. But we all know the ZANU-PF propaganda Rakamila say. All right, he says he's a constitutionalist. What does the constitutionalism consist of? Does it consist of persistent conning of the people, like behaving like a con artist who ain't an actualist? Yes, we see them in the newspapers headline a whole lot of lists, just titles, no deeds. Kwitange Photoshop artist. Now, Kasukuwere out, Mugabe out. Now, it's time for Mnangagwa and the entire ZANU-PF to go out. The resolution is not a resolution, it's a nonsense resolution. The ZANU-PF crisis, factionalism, security pages, it's all nonsense. We don't need to get into the details of all this factionalism, fascism, and what the fuss happening. Revolutionary voice. There is no revolution. Revolution is a change of the mind. That is the only resolution that makes any sense. What we need, fellow Zimbabweans, is the revolution of all our minds, emancipation of our minds, the recalibration of our thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, Zimbabwe is not sinking. The only cheap ship that is sinking in Zimbabwe is ZANU-PF and all other related nonsense. Personal nonsense. Personal nonsense. Personal nonsense. Let us stop recognizing nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, let us stop recognizing. All right. Yeah, man, the guy must be about to piece their pants. Because what is about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So we see the bombshell get the announcing that he's gonna be having a live address at Radio Nation today. Now, this blessed Geza address, in case you think is so anticipated that the speaker meeting a president or a state leader about. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think audio yangu ili kuita boy, so everything is clear. Ladies and gentlemen. Alright, just chilling here, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, so that is the situation. Mataga anaita live yekunditira next to want to funga kuti varoi vari kwasa miss anything, ladies and gentlemen, kutogara the program update yekuti how far wazodini saka ipapo paunongo chakano wani kazongofa also motivation dzavo manje dzekuita nonsense dzavo idzodzidzi iwe unotoshaya kuti nai masaga aya akanditarisa inini, akazvitarisa, anoona achikwanisa kunditarisa kana kukwanisa kutaura nezvangu. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, to those watching us live already, but now fellow Zimbabweans, what's happening is I need a new microphone, so I'm going to put my number on the screen there. That's my EcoCash number. If you want to be supporting us, so that we can get a new microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, I think a self-sustaining microphone in a quick mode with none. For $100 US, gonna kuanika. Here none. In again audio interface plus 263-773-390-967. So I'm not available on call on WhatsApp, but this is the EcoCash number. Clarence Kudai, Patsika, then okay. So to those who wanna be supporting, kune mataga who wanna be dissing, wandauchitama CIO and any other intelligence is not brain. Pamata penyu, msanchaki ndo kumamisa. Now it's that some of us are gods and actual leaders. We don't bow to no man ever. Life, and this is what it is. There are people whose existence is actually necessary for the existence of the entire state, like the actual nation. So I just happen to be a blessed person who can bless another person. I can also kiss another person, so I can expect no nonsense to send me into a murderer. Alright, so those who want to be supporting, that's the EcoCash details there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back again at 8:30 p.m. Teach continue a.m. Teach you order with the blessed bombshell. Yes, I'm going to pick up to Obed Mtambui, everybody who is watching us live out Yadi. Yeah, wherever you're watching us from in Zimbabwe. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, AM, FM, radio. Cool, got the big bad Dr. Clarence when he begins speaking on live radio, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. So, we're gonna go bigger, ladies and gentlemen, and we are not going to be moving out of Chitungwiza. We're gonna kick out every fool, every nonsense, ladies and gentlemen.